The UK Border Agency is at war with smugglers in the ports and airports.
You don't have to say anything.
Get that out of my face.
Coming up in Manchester, Az pulls over a tricky customer.
Do you understand you can't bring them into the country?
Now, I've got 10 guns in there, 4 things.
OK, now, I hope you haven't. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
People smuggle more than chicken on a flight from Kiev.
Oh, I'm very sorry about that. Lots of people lose their sausages. She'll have to buy some English sausage now.
And when Diesel sniffs out some baseballs, a smuggler's plan is left ripped at the seams.
The actual stitching doesn't look too good on them. You can see there on the end of the knife, actually, it looks like a white powder.
In Manchester, a flight from Pakistan has just arrived at Terminal 2. Flight crews are also subject to regulations, and today UK Border Officer Liz is using a new thermal camera to search the pilot.
OK, that's fine. Could you just turn around and face the wall for me, please?
The pilot takes the new security measure in good spirits.
Do I get to see?
You can't, unfortunately. You can see me if you want.
He even wants to have a go himself.
Yeah. So I just...
It's all in monochrome, like, not coloured.
No.
It's not coloured.
No. OK.
So it's a thermograph kind of...
Yeah, it's a thermal imager.
So I'm cool?
You're cool to go, yeah.
The officers find nothing untoward on the crew, so turn their attentions to the passengers. Kevin spots a bag bulging with rectangular packages and tracks it into the channels. Inside, he finds well over the allowance of 200 cigarettes and wants some answers.
Are you here on holiday or are you working?
Yes, I'm on holiday.
On holiday?
Yeah.
On your own? Just you? Just you?
One. Just you,
No
one.
family?
Conveniently, the passenger doesn't understand.
Who are the cigarettes for?
Cigarette?
Cigarettes. Them things on there? Who are they for?
He also doesn't seem to understand the law.
Sorry? They're for yourself?
Yes, I will.
All them are
not
for...
for myself, for sell.
To sell?
Yeah.
You're going to sell them?
Yeah.
Who to? Who will you sell them to?
It's a surprising admission and against the law. But the man's situation gets worse when Kevin discovers he works for the airline.
If it's a crew member is classed as a privileged person.
Yeah.
Now, if they're carrying excess amounts of cigarettes, over 1,000, well, they'd be arrested and we could prosecute them for it.
Right.
Now, this guy's got nearly 10,000 cigarettes. Comes to light now that the passenger is a member of staff. He works in Karachi, and as such, he's on a staff ticket. He's classed as a privileged person, which means he has to be arrested and prosecuted.
Kevin calls in the investigation team.
David, just let one of them know we've got a prisoner over at T2. Crew with cigarettes. Nearly 10,000. So just let them know we're going to have a prisoner in due course, but they're going to need a translator. We're about to do the arrest. We're just waiting for an Urdu speaking immigration officer to come down to facilitate that.
Kevin's keen eyes picked out the smuggler, and as he works for the airline, the man may be losing his job as well as his cigarettes. UK border officers in Dover face a 24-hour tide of trucks and cars. Smugglers use the sheer volume of traffic as a cover, and it's the job of the selectors to pick out vehicles to be searched.
There's a selector over the freight lane that has been selecting certain vehicles. And this vehicle here that we've intercepted today is in connection with a heroin job that they intercepted last week.
With information suggesting links to a previous heroin seizure, sniffer dog Millie and handler Nicky are brought in to speed up the search.
I've got a few of my colleagues having a look at the moment. There could be either a concealment space in there or, even better, a large quantity of money going outward bounds.
The driver isn't happy. Dealing with angry drivers is a daily hazard.
I don't have no rights. That's my home, I sleep around and let the dogs fur all over my bed. Simple.
When the dog starts there, you can go in and have a look around. If you want to make a complaint,
I have dogs. Dogs walk the I left their own walls. They have no
The officers have the power, but they're trying to respect the man's wishes.
Well, if you're telling me you're going to put that dog on, I want her to say that you are allergic to it. I am saying I do not want that dog to go on that dog.
Yeah, I mean,
it's my right, and I'm asking you not to put the dog in, and you're saying you are, by law you can't, so I want you to give me a black and white. Is that fair?
That's fair, I can go and get you
Listen, see dogs, I love dogs up. I have no bar with dogs. No problem with dogs.
Okay, well,
it's my bed.
Like, I know what you're saying exactly, alright? Calm down a little bit.
With the information linked to a previous heroin job, the driver's reluctance to let Millie into his truck is raising suspicions.
The driver's obviously not too happy about the dog going in the cab, so we're just getting the forms to say that we are actually allowed to go in there.
As soon as I get this letter, then we can get on with it, hopefully.
If Millie finds drugs, dog hair on his pillow will be the least of the driver's problems. Back in Manchester, the Urdu interpreter has arrived. This smuggler caught with 10,000 cigarettes also works for an airline and is about to be arrested.
We've had a translator explain to him exactly what's happened. He's upset now because he's worked for the airline for 33 years. He thinks he now may be about to lose his job. But he's knowingly brought in nearly 10,000 cigarettes, which he's admitted he's going to sell. It's an offence. You can't do that, unfortunately.
As he's led away to be searched, the man's nerves get the better of him.
He wants to go to the toilet.
He's not got anything in there, he's in the ditch, is it? Yeah, just shut the door so he can go to the toilet. He wants to use the toilet, but because he's not been searched yet, he could have evidential stuff on him that he'd try and flush down the loo.
Cigarette smugglers aren't usually accompanied to the toilets. But during the search, officers do find something in his jacket, and the man's day goes from bad to worse.
A small package been found in the gentleman's pocket, and it looks like it could be drugs, possibly opium.
I think it's possibly cannabis resin. You get a particular type of resin in Pakistan. If it does turn out to be potentially drugs, yeah, it's cannabis. You see it's gone that red colour? So although he's been arrested for the cigarettes, he's now going to have to be arrested again for this.
Okay. Cannabis. Listen. It's now 12:06. I'm arresting you on suspicion of being knowingly involved in the importation of a controlled drug. You do not have to say anything. You may hold your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Do you understand?
Suddenly, the situation is crystal clear.
Do you understand? Yeah.
With 2 crimes to answer for, the consequences could be serious, even for such small amounts.
3.5 grams.
Well, he's potentially going to lose his job if his airline is involved about the offences he's committed. For the importation of the cigarettes, if we do decide to prosecute, he could face a fine. And for the importation of the drug as well, you're looking at a compound penalty. So that again could be a fine. So he could be facing a couple of £100 fine and potentially lose his job as well, which I believe he's been in his job for 33 years. So a bit of a silly mistake to make this late in his career.
Back in Dover, the team are dealing with the driver who doesn't want the drug dog in his cab. But they've now found the rules that give them the power to search, with or without his permission.
26 and 27, that you can use a dog as a living tool. Right, sir.
With the law on their side, the team can now get on with searching the truck.
What we do, we put the dog in now. Do you want to come and see us through stages? Okay.
The intelligence team selected this truck to be searched in relation to a recent heroin seizure. Sniffer dog Millie is looking for drugs or cash which may be connected to crime.
This guy's Irish. Recently we've had quite a few jobs from Irish vehicles coming into the country, largely being Class A.
Searching a massive truck like this can take hours, but sniffer dogs like Millie can do it in a matter of minutes.
Come on then. Millie.
With the cab search over, Millie checks the driver.
Okay, that's great, thank you. Good girl. No, I didn't get anything from that. Didn't go in the load because it's frozen meat, so just did the outside in the cab.
That's great, sir. Sorry about that. We've done with the dog now, so what I'll do...
If the driver didn't want Millie in his cab, he certainly doesn't want her in his trailer full of meat, and the officers decide to search it themselves. They find nothing, and the truck is free to go, for now.
Spoke to the selector. He's happy. He's got the paperwork, and he's going to evaluate it going out. Maybe stop it coming back in, but going out, perfectly happy with it. All right, sir. Thanks very much for your time. Sorry to be a problem. There's your stuff. OK, this is the complaints, all right? If you're not happy, I've said that you've been compliant. You've been no problems at all. I've just said that you weren't happy with the dog going in, OK? OK, thanks very much for your time.
Lorry searches do take time, and the officers are well versed in dealing with drivers upset at the delay.
We do come across that, but we are actually allowed to go in the vehicle, so she didn't mark anywhere, she had clean feet.
As an insulted Millie ambles off, the driver leaves happily in his dog hair-free cab. Coming up, Az pulls over a tricky customer.
Do you understand you can't bring them into the country?
Now, I've got 10 guns in there, 4 seats.
OK, now, I hope you haven't.